Hey, Dad, have you ever seen a ghost before?
I haven't seen a ghost, but I think I've experienced like ghost before. But when I was about 18, 19 years old, I was house sitting for some friends of mine, and their whole family went out of town on vacation, and I would work all day. I owned a landscaping company back then, and I worked till 6 o'clock, and then I was going to college full time, so I'd go to college from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. every night, and then I would drive by their house right after college, and I would go in, feed the dog, let the dog out to go to the bathroom or whatever.
Oh, there's like a dog there?
Yeah, well, that's the reason why I was house sitting for them, is they left their dog there.
Oh.
So I would go in. I'd get there probably a little quarter after 10, 10:30, and the first night that I walked in there, the dog was standing at the landing of the basement stairs,
Mm-hmm.
and they were looking down the stairs towards the basement and just growling at the basement.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, and it so creeped me out. So like I wasn't sure what to do, and I noticed that like the dog like peed itself.
Oh.
Super weird. So I'd let the dog out the backyard, and I cleaned up the dog mess. And I went and watched a little TV, and like right around like midnight or so, when I was getting ready to go home, um, all of a sudden like all their cabinets in their kitchen started shaking back and forth. You know, almost like a semi truck was like going down the road or something, or like a mini earthquake. Yeah, it was super creepy. So like after that first night there, like I made my trips like super quick. I'd be in and out of there in like 5-10 minutes every night after that while they were gone, because they're gone for about a week or so. And it's just that I always tried leaving before midnight, so I get there quarter after 10, make sure that I'd leave around 11 or so. So they finally got back from vacation, and I was like, yeah, it's your pet was acting weird the first night. It was like growling and whining and towards the basement, and then they start telling me all the stories about how they see shadow people in their basement.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's creepy.
So some time goes on, and then I start hearing more and more stories from this family. Their oldest daughter, well, like when she was a little girl, used to see a fairy,
Oh.
and they would tell the daughter that it wasn't a real fairy, and she's like, no, it comes and visits me every night or whatever. And they so they told her, the fairy isn't real or whatever. So she said that she tested the fairy one night and said, hey, if you're real, you'll make the light brighter. And so I don't know if you've ever seen those little dial switches to make lights go dim, and
Oh.
well, the light got brighter. So, oh, Mom, are you clapping?
Yeah, 'cause you're reading the story.
Yeah, you're supposed to wait till the end. Yeah. So, but she said the fairy just stopped visiting her one time.
Oh.
So I'm talking to the dad, and he mentions, and this is a completely different day, and he mentions that like when they first bought the house, they didn't go up in the attic for like the first 5 or 6 years they were there. And so they went into the attic, and right over the oldest daughter's bedroom, inside the attic though, there was an upside down crucifix that was nailed inside of the attic on a beam coming from the roof.
Oh.
Which was kind of weird. So he took it down, obviously, and I asked him out of curiosity. I was like, oh, when did this happen? And he took it down, and it was right around the same time the fairy stopped visiting the oldest daughter.
Oh. Maybe the ghost is the fairy.
Maybe. But then it gets weirder too. I was helping them garden or whatever, and I noticed he had these like figurines. You ever see the little Catholic figurines? They're like they're little statues of Mary.
Oh.
And he had them by the garden, and I asked him, hey, what, because they're not Catholic, by the way. And I asked him what's going on with, the little statues or whatever. And he's like, well, first time we started gardening here, we found all these statues, and they were buried upside down in the backyard, which was kind of weird. Like, why would somebody bury statues upside down? So they had a bunch of like weird stuff going on like that. But anyhow, long story short is they found out the reason why they got, this is a couple years later or whatever, they find out the reason why they got such a good deal so cheap is that this kid, oldest boy, he was a teenage boy, he like committed suicide. He hung himself inside the house, and the parents were so grieved that they didn't want to live there anymore, so they hurried up and sold their house. And like nobody bothered telling them that when they bought the house. So we think maybe there was a lot of negative spirits there, maybe.
Oh, I think it's the soul of the sun.
No, I mean I'm still recording. Why? Go ahead and talk.
Oh, well, maybe we should look up what is an upside down crucifix.
Maybe.
We might get some answers from Google.
That's pretty smart.